Hello peeps and a grand welcome or welcome back to my channel. I hope you've had a kick-butt week and a big thank you for stopping by this fine Friday. Greatly appreciated. Today we're jumping back into the magical land of The Sims Amazing Race, so sit back and enjoy the show. Previously on The Sims Amazing Race. Steamy hot springs got Mackenzie D all hot and bothered and she flirts with mean Kenzie, making their boyfriend sad and mad. The teams raced in Windenburg and encountered their intersection, forcing teams of all sorts to work together to blow some bubbles and then boogie it down on the dance floor. Despite the odds, Mackenzie and Oliver surprised everybody when they kept their lead and won a leg, going from worst to first. Santiago and Evander and Albert and Ophelia battled it out in darts and a foot race, but it was ultimately firefighters Faisal and Rizal who bit the dust when their detour was further and took longer. 7 teams remain, who will be eliminated next. Welcome back folks, we're at the beautiful ancient ruins in Windenburg and we're halfway through the race now, so let's get ahead and kickstart leg 7. Mackenzie and Oliver are the first team to depart today. I never thought I'd get to say this sentence. They've done very well last leg and they can only hope that they can replicate the same success again this leg.
Skumpa Batanabi Befite Pelka Venu
Gobi? No bean flurba. Nona fish? Yasharu. Zarb's canoe. Merstafusha.
Well, there's only one way to answer that question, isn't there? Let's rip open that clue box and see where we're going today.
Hey Racer, where you been, Loca? Teams will now fly to the Moonwood Mill, an abandoned mill where werewolves roam. Once they land, teams will search for the Lunvik Lake and take a swim. The next clue will reveal itself in due time.
Oh my god, we're becoming werewolves this leg! How freaking exciting! But there's really nothing else to do around here, so Mac and Ollie are just gonna light this fire and hang out while they wait for the next team. Yep. And yes, I know their plum bobs look a little different. Just pretend you saw nothing. Anyway, Samira and Octavius are the second team to depart at 4:22 a.m. This is their second place in a row, so hopefully they can move up today.
Sabel Manukum, Bibwa, Karenzi, La, Liamba.
Samira and Octavius come and join Mackenzie and Oliver at the fire. Maybe they'll talk eventually. Nancy Landgrab? Nancy! Disgusting! Aw, Mackenzie is learning some nurture. She gives Oliver a little kiss to get him going. And Oliver bonds with Octavius. Adorable! Mackenzie helps herself to juice, I guess? Living the life. Mackenzie and Johnson are the third team to depart this leg at 4:43 a.m. And judging by the look on Johnson's face, I'd say he has not forgiven his wife just yet. Anyway, just minutes behind them is Crystal and Zach, departing in 4th place at 4:51 a.m. Mackenzie and Johnson join the group and they are both looking very angry. Oh, Johnson! No, not the cussing!
Bar de Blanc. Chinoy.
Canathoin Narble, Milshaba, Cababine, Boymel Chomp Gomin.
Johnson, sir, what has Zach done to you? Oh my god. He didn't deserve that. Also, not Mackenzie teaches fire dancing while all of this goes down. She is shookev.
Shivifaru. Pana Loomkeem. Sinara. Oh.
Kiara Balansif Spamin Pardu Skidna Fwashes a breeze.
This is now a gigantic group therapy session for Mackenzie and Johnson to get back together. It's all hands on deck. Meanwhile, Chidinma and Rochelle grace us with their presence. The lesbians are departing in 5th place at 5:37 p.m. They're gonna go join the commotion now. Not missing out on the drama, these two. Oh my god, Johnson and Mackenzie talking? Is this real life?
Brisham Waffatub. Preta?
Well, model Kenzie is definitely not happy seeing them talk, and she's also talking to Oliver. So, Chidinma and Rochelle are so freaking cute together. And Zach, oh my goodness, Zach found his moves last leg. He's really rocking it. Go, Zach! Alright, our final two teams are ready to depart. Albert and Ophelia won their little foot race last leg, and they are departing 6th at 6 o'clock. And I never thought I'd say this, but Santiago and Evander are departing last today at 6:01 p.m.
Stumsig Salunga, Panave, Mamba Yoops.
Ibudo Brig, Yalma Patash Fazunia.
Fish are friends, not food.
While the Short Kings are devising their strategy, it seems like Albert and Ophelia are very happy to join them. Maybe they can be friends after all. Okay, I am not used to this. Mackenzie is having way too much fun around Johnson. Please.
Vonti. Galba. Shupasa Benea.
Chibi Mercube. Mola.
Squamish Gorsai. Flazaldilla. Galba. Shupasa Benea.
Mackenzie could really care less. She's on a high and she is feeling herself this leg. My goodness, she's like a whole new person. Even Albert's making some conversation with Santiago and Evander. Finally, elders unite.
Hibi Chib Quexi, Fazunia Chuda. Hibi Chib Quexi, Fazuni Ichudia. Vinva, Urabao, Floof Gaffa.
I guess this just became one giant dance party. Glad to see everybody having fun though, cause I'm a poop on this party right now. Everybody, it's time to go. You did not see a red puff of smoke. Welcome to Moonwood Mill, folks. Ooh, our racers are in their swimsuits already. They're ready to take a quick swim in the sparkling Lake Lunvik. Is there something in the water? Only one way to find out. Everybody get in the water and the truth will set you free. Okay, everybody's swimming now. The thing should happen soon. Oh, there it is! Yes, it is werewolf season, everybody! They're all feebly trying to swim to shore now. Oh, Samira! Ooh, she's gonna transform! Let's go, Zach! Let's go, Evander! Unleash the beast! Yes, Samira! And the truth is out. Everyone is secretly a werewolf. Chidinma, wait! Okay, I'm gonna pretend that this fishing sign holds the next clue. Whenever both members gather here, it will be revealed. Santiago, you must stay in werewolf form the whole leg. That's better. Also, what are the markings on his body? Oh, that's crabs and jellyfish. Oh, I guess Santiago really loves animals.
Yibsy, Fadish.
Looking good, Rochelle. And, oh my god, Oliver? Sorry, not sorry. I'll reveal the next clue now, I guess.
Congratulations, you've contracted lycanthropy, but werewolves aren't exempt from roadblocks. In this roadblock, one member of each team must head back to the New Moon Shack and channel their scavenger instincts. They'll search the surrounding grounds for a moonwood relic. Once they find one, they can get their next clue.
Well, looks like some teams already have their two members and they're heading back to the New Moon Shack. Mackenzie and Johnson are off now and Zach's gonna transform. Go, Ophelia, yas! We have some teams here at the roadblock about to do some digging. Me and Kenzie is having a very tough time apparently, because she drank salt water and she's now having a headache from being a werewolf. Chidinma and Samira are ferociously digging the ground now for a moonwood relic. And Albert and Zach are also ready to roll. I swear I just painted them the team colors. I didn't mean to make them look like a gaggle of like walking pride flags. Aw, look at Rochelle showing off her tats. Such a slay. Mackenzie is miserable and model Mackenzie insists that her makeup stay on. Avanda's looking cute and Crystal and Ophelia are both stunning werewolves too. Oh, that was fast. Samira found a moonwood relic already. A canine figurine. That's cool. Samira and Octavius take the lead once again and grab their next clue.
Teams will now head to the Grimtooth Bar and Bunker and search the grounds for your next clue. Professor Lupin, is that you?
Samira and Octavius are leaving for the bar. Octavius is excited. Come on, Samira, time to go.
Flari Bria. Kalpa Limna Glenk. Sawada Beaming.
Vobao, Zuma Forb, Yord Shalbo, Barleen, Sibler.
6 teams are left at the roadblock. Oh, Johnson? Aw, those aren't relics. They have to go again. Look at their paws, they're digging so fast. This headache is really getting to Mackenzie. She is losing it. Oh, Zach? Oh, Zach found a relic! That is the coolest thing ever. I'm literally seeing this for the first time pretty much. Zach and Crystal leave the roadblock in 2nd place. I swear, Zach looks like some old wise werewolf with this outfit on. Jonathan and Oliver found nothing, so they're gonna continue their search. Aw, Johnson's mad because of the full moon that's on right now. I bet him being mad at his wife is not helping his case. Oh, Chidinma! Chidinma found a relic! Chidinma and Rochelle are ready to grab their next clue and they are out of here.
Kisana, Wamberg, Rolshpa, Kwas, Unyab. Dua.
Earlier, Samira and Octavius crossed the rickety bridge into Werewolf Downtown. It is happening here at the bar. Alright, let's find the clue box. So, whoop, they beat me to it. Let's see what's next. Open it up, Samira. Oh, she is not happy with the clue. What is it?
The twists just don't stop coming. Meet the face-off, where teams will go head-to-head in a challenge and the winner gets their next clue. Losers will have to wait to battle in the next team, and the cycle repeats itself. The last team at the face-off will have to wait out a 30-minute time penalty before continuing on the race. In this face-off, both team members will battle each other in a werewolf version of Tug of War. The winner of each pairing will earn a point, and 2 points are needed to win the face-off.
Ah, I see. Okay, so Samira and Octavius has to now wait for the next team to arrive. And looks like it is Crystal and Zach that's arriving in Werewolf Downtown. Hello, Crystal and Zach. Go grab your next clue. We have some business to tend to.
Finia Payfim, Spoompa, Watanabe.
Bounda. Pafumi Do.
Alright, Samira and Octavius versus Crystal and Zach. Come to the battlegrounds, you guys. So, Zach's gonna go against Samira and Crystal is going against her bestie Octavius. Oh my god, here we go! Yeah, go Samira! Ooh, Zach! Ooh, Samira wins her round. 1 point for Samira and Octavius. Crystal and Zach fight. And Crystal wins hers! We're at 1-1.
Unga Blashu, Snaby Gobi, Zerf.
Shabini, Woonfik Shyama.
Weezo Stayib.
The final round will be done by Samira and Crystal, who won their respective round. Hehe. Thankfully, Chidinma and Rochelle are already here, so the losers don't have to wait that long. Fight, fight, fight! Ooh, Samira is a queen! Samira and Octavius maintains their lead in first place as Chidinma and Rochelle prep for battle. Let's see what's next for the nanny and child.
Jacob, stomp it, I have work to do. Teams will now head down to the underground bunker and navigate the tunnels till you reach the Forgotten Hollow. Once there, teams will make their way to the Wolfsbane Manor to find their next clue.
As the second face-off begins, Samira and Octavius make their way to the underground bunker. And back at the relic roadblock, 4 guys remain as they search the grounds for a relic. And Ophelia's rage is really building up from yet again being at the back of the pack.
Nidva Payfin, Skuma Plonide, Nilzia Cruz. Oh, Yashuna.
Well, I think Albert's feeling the same way here. Full Moon is making him act up. And the search continues. The way their hands are moving so fast, at the same time, is very funny to me. Dig, 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 dig. Albert finds some scrap, so he has to try again. Ooh. Johnson! Oh, okay, a cute little figurine. That's enough for you to pass. Mackenzie and Johnson live in 4th place. Meanwhile, Chidinma and Rochelle are both ready to fight Crystal and Zack in a tug of war. So ferociously, oh my god. Damn, both Crystal and Zack win their matchups. The siblings move on.
Voosh, Sequinario, Florib Essenoi, Brainham Dugma.
Mackenzie and Johnson enter the ring as Crystal and Zack get their next clue. Wait, Zack! Rochelle? The siblings head for the underground bunker, which Samira and Octavius has also entered earlier. Alright, let's begin the exploration. If you saw the last season, this is pretty much like that Granite Falls Forest Exploration Challenge, so we just gotta wait for the pop-ups to appear. Like that! Octavius ventures into the underground and gets tunnel thoughts? Oh, secret tunnel! Secret tunnel! Can they even use that? Ooh, diverging paths. And Samir and Octavius choose to head towards the garlic.
Masamuya Bonds. Adunkalelike. Spolip Lamena.
No luck for Oliver as he fails another surge, but Santiago does it! He's found a relic! Ooh, how mysterious. Santiago and Evander leave for the face-off, and we are down to the bottom two teams who are getting very, very furious. Above the bunker, Chidinma and Rochelle face off against Mackenzie and Johnson now. Ooh, the back and forth. Go, go, go. Ooh, okay. Chidinma wins and Mackenzie wins, so they will have to face off again in a tiebreaker round. Ho ho ho, the short kings are here to watch the party too. Let's go, girls. Tug that rope. Ooh, oh. Ooh, Chidinma is victorious. The lesbians are off and the short kings are in. I can't wait to see how this battle goes down. Let's go. Oh my god, they're really tugging that thing. Oh my god! Santiago and Evander both won that face-off. Wow, Santiago and Evander make up some time while Mackenzie and Johnson now have to wait for one of the two last teams.
Formal. Shalbo Yorib Tunba. Anamit Boomshark Glaffy.
Smurg Zukinik Zaphoim Lampima. Kiss a pay talkie shucks.
Batanabi Finosa Galarga, Stoomsa Turup. Merkel Zira? Gaba?
Nita. Monty. Huh?
Yabemi Zayaga? Kibao Chinosa.
We're back in underground mode. Crystal and Zack, Chidinma and Rochelle, and Santiago and Evander all joined Samira and Octavius in navigating the underground tunnels to Forgotten Hollow. Samira and Octavius, on the other hand, found another diverging path, and this time they chose to find the fresh air. Maybe that's an exit? Oh, leaving the underground. Oh, wait, a potty. Oh, no. They came out of the potties. Ew. Gotta go back where you came from, though. Oh my god, can I even go down there? Whoop, I can't, but that sounds gnarly. Meanwhile, Crystal and Zack encounter a yummy scent. How cute. They choose to follow the scent. Oh, seriously? That fast? Ooh, look at this very 3D bats. We'll come back to them later. Chidinma and Rochelle encounter Frog City? Whoa, that's gonna be annoying. And they also choose to follow the garlic when prompted. Santiago and Evander, on the other hand, chooses fresh air represented with garlic. Oh, what? I don't even know where we are, but this is definitely not Forgotten Hollow. Gotta go again, you two.
Watanabe. Merkid Kaboy. Miaksa. Ibamakan Earth.
We're down to Albert and Oliver digging for a relic as their fury keeps increasing with this full moon. Oh, I guess every werewolf's feeling the effects now. Oh, Albert found something. A rose. Great. The hunt continues. Who's gonna beat out the other to the face-off? Ooh, it's Albert. Yay, Albert! Albert and Ophelia reach the bar and they're about to face off. Ah, there. Ophelia is feeling very tense from being outdoors all night, so she is ready to tear into whoever comes in her way.
Sibawum Florib, West Brainham, Nerkska, Sherard, Kazani.
Albert's gonna fight Johnson. Let's go! Ophelia is fuming and ready to kick Mackenzie's ass. Aw, Johnson beats the old man easily. Ooh, looks like Ophelia's rage does not beat Mackenzie's. Mackenzie and Johnson win the face-off and move on, while Albert and Ophelia have to wait for Mackenzie and Oliver. Goodness knows how long that's gonna take. Oh, Mackenzie. Her fury is unleashed finally on this poor stone chair. Oliver keeps on his concentration though. And he does it! Mackenzie and Oliver finally leave the roadblock after goodness knows how many hours. And Mackenzie got a whole anger stench behind her.
Nisa Faba, Tamono Paz.
Galpa? Shupasa Benea!
Falaroo. Yabakoi. Hargrit Planabe.
Now we'll tune back to the siblings. Crystal and Zack have reached Forgotten Hollow and they're on the way to the Vitor house, where a bunch of vampires are hoarding outside. Let's see what we're gonna do with them, shall we?
Oh my, it's another roadblock. The team member who sat out of the previous roadblock must now complete this one, and that lucky member will take it to the underworld. The team member will pick a vampire on this slot and challenge them to a supernatural fight. If they win the battle, they'll get their next clue. But be careful, these aren't your friendly neighborhood vampires like back home.
Zack walks away as fast as he can. Meanwhile, Crystal is excited and runs off to pick an opponent. Oh my god, she picks the Lilith Vitor.
Bumkaro Sumbisi. Clem. Olivar, Zamonis Arrow.
Dempa Bifna. Simse. Jab Grow.
Well, Crystal is not holding back. She's going all in. Ooh, the battle begins. Oh my god, these bodies are flying everywhere. Stop. I'm so excited. I apologize. Go, Crystal. Show her what you got. These other vampires are just watching and like studying the fight, I guess. Lilith is their leader, so she's just trying to set a good example. Well, I think this will go on for a while, so we'll check back on them later. Mackenzie and Johnson join the many other teams that are navigating the bunker right now, and they stumble into Frog City as well. Cute! And when they're supposed to choose paths, they choose to follow the magical melody. Ooh! Meanwhile, Chidinma and Rochelle are exploring the cave and they found something. Okay. Oh, it's pet poop. Disgusting. Oh my god, poor Rochelle.
Vilpa, Befite, Hibine, Glinnock, Kissib.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Chidinma and Rochelle reach the diverging paths again, and this time they chose to find the fresh air. Well, they find themselves at the same bunker that Santiago and Evander came out of, in the middle of nowhere. Not good, not good. Go back, no time to waste. Mackenzie and Oliver are about to engage in a final face-off against Albert and Ophelia. Oh, she is fired up. Whoever loses this face-off will have to wait a 30-minute time penalty, so let's see who has more rage, Ophelia or Mackenzie. It's a cat fight. Oh, I mean dog fight, I guess. Oh, Ophelia wins! And Oliver wins his matchup. And Mackenzie is just telling Ophelia off.
Matanabi Finosa Golarga. Stoomsatura.
Funiata, John Joe Zanessa, Bahira.
It's Oliver versus Ophelia now for the win. Oh my god. Ooh, Ophelia pulls hard. Oliver fights back, and Ophelia is victorious. Albert and Ophelia are gonna make their way to the underground tunnels now, while Mackenzie and Oliver begin their 30-minute penalty. Oliver takes this time to be a good boyfriend and cheers Mackenzie up. Aw, they seem to be vibing well. Love to see that. Oh, that did not last long. Mackenzie, why? Why do you gotta ruin a good moment? Well, I guess it's going both ways now. That sweetness did not last long.
Paro.
Cababine, Boymel Chomp Gomik. Olivar, Zamonis Arrow.
We'll tune in underground where Albert and Ophelia are gonna join the others in exploration. Oh, you smell wet dog? It's probably Samira and Octavius cause they just came from the party. Speaking of, they chose to head towards the garlic again, and this time they encounter a yummy scent. They're gonna follow the scent and they're leaving the underground. So, Crystal loses her first fight against Lilith. Oh, she is dropped hard. Lilith proves her vampire status to her peers. And oh my lord, is that her dark form or something? Anyway, Crystal and Lilith have to fight yet again. Second time's the charm, hopefully. Fight, fight, fight. Oh, Crystal got yeeted, but she goes straight back in. Lilith's friends are all watching like, we're just here for like tea actually. Why are these werewolves just like fighting us? Crystal better hurry up because Samira and Octavius just showed up. Oh my gosh, Crystal loses again.
Flashes a breeze. Kiara Balansif. Spaden.
Well, Crystal fights Lilith for a third time, and Octavius is eager to do the roadblock. I wonder who he'll pick. Wait, Octavius, don't just watch.
Come here. Bouchard Flassel. Fool. Oh, Grand Pammies. Babo. Divideso.
Oh my god, these kiddos have guts. Taking on the Prince Vampire Caleb, eh? Good luck. Oh, Crystal finally won! Good job, Crystal. You can grab your next clue now. As Octavius gets yeeted into the air and back. It's so funny that the whole fight is just happening like right there, lol.
Teams will now head to the Strahd Mansion Cemetery for their next pit stop. The last team to check in here may be eliminated. I already have a hole dug.
Crystal and Zack are heading for the mansion while Octavius continues his fight against Caleb. Oh yeah, get him, Octavius! Time penalty is up for Mackenzie and Oliver, and they can grab their next clue and make their way to the bunker. Mackenzie, go. Exploration awaits, Mackenzie and Oliver. I think there's still people in the tunnel. Santiago and Evander sense a creepy presence in the tunnel. It's actually just Mackenzie and Johnson ahead of them, contemplating some water dripping. Ooh, they found an enchanted room. Neat. Ooh, there's an exit. At the same time, Santiago and Evander also leave the underground. Octavius still has Caleb in a chokehold. Oh, never mind. Caleb gets him back and wins the battle. Oh, poor Octavius. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize Lilith got so bruised from the fight. Oh no! Now I feel a little bit terrible. Mackenzie and Johnson have caught up with the crew, and so has Santiago and Evander. Just as Octavius starts his second attempt. Did Mackenzie pick anybody? No, not Evander, just clapping. Please.
Eferu. Vivadeso. Hipwa. Lobo hard grip. Gurgadon.
Octavius finally wins his battle, and Mackenzie goes for it as she starts hers. And Octavius and Samira will get their next clue. Oh wait, that's so fast. Oh my god. Mackenzie loses to Miss Hell though. Crazy. Samira and Octavius head off to the pit stop now. Oh, Evander! Oh my god, Evander, you slay! Evander wins against this small, poor vampire, and he can go now. Crystal and Zack are running up the hill, but this time to Vlad's mansion. The siblings chose the cemetery on the right, and they would be correct because the pit stop is here. Wait, Vlad, you agreed to be our pit stop person, hello? Anyway, yes, teams will transform back into their normal selves for the pit stop. Welcome to Forgotten Hollow, Crystal and Zack. Let me get our pit stop greeter back real quick. Where is he? Oh, there. What the heck are you doing there, Vlad? This is Vlad, king of the vampires, and this is his dark form. And he welcomes you to Forgotten Hollow. What's he doing now? Oh, he's quite the character. Crystal, Zack, I'm super excited to tell you that you are team number 1. You've risen to the top again and won your second leg in the race. How exciting. In addition to your great effort today, you've also won a specialized entrance for your return to Moonwood Mill. The locals loved you. If somehow that feeling isn't mutual, you can exchange it for a state-of-the-art gymming machine. Both of these are expensive as hell, so just pick one. So proud of the siblings. They had a great comeback today.
Snibara Watanini. Lamina Exine. Fosanoi Valpim.
Bye, Crystal and Zack. See you next leg. Alright, we still have teams in the tunnels. Albert and Ophelia are at the diverging paths now, and they choose to follow the debris. Ooh. Tunnel thought. Oh, Ophelia's just going crazy about her name now. Lovely. Chidima and Rochelle have gotten horribly lost in the tunnels, but the garlic is where they will follow. So following the fresh air did not work the last time, so the lesbians follow the melody this time. They hear a howl. Whoever could that be? They choose to ignore it.
Wessa boo moochie peachy. Mevo laba. Brihe ganet beno.
No worries, it's actually just poor Mackenzie hitting her head on a pipe. Poor gal, she's battered and bruised from hitting that one pipe.
Warba Quest. Batanabi Finosa Golarga. Stoomsaturap.
Anyways, Mackenzie is now Mad Kenzie, and she's gonna beat the crap out of this vampire. Wow. Oh, Albert and Ophelia caught up! And Mackenzie wins! Jesus Christ, calm yourself, Mackenzie. Bro, Miss Hell is in hell. She is battered and bruised. Oh my lordy. Ophelia's gonna pick this guy. Poor guy, did he already fight? That's unfortunate.
Drop Venusa. Fondage. Finvet.
Poor Demetrius. Let's see if he's any match for the very angry Ophelia. Fight, fight, fight! Oh my goodness, he's being tossed everywhere. Even his comrades are like, ooh, glad she didn't pick us. Even Albert is watching with concern from the distance at his granddaughters.
Petunia. Rorn. Oh.
Samira and Octavius pass the siblings as they head to the pit stop. Oh wait. Well, they picked the wrong way. No pit stop there. Over here, Samira and Octavius. Yep, goodbye, Vlad. See you later, I guess. Samira and Octavius transform! Welcome to Forgotten Hollow, Samira and Octavius. I'm very pleased to tell. Oh, here comes a team. There's these two too. Oh my god, it's another foot race. Wow, that is close. Oh, sorry. Samira and Octavius, you are team number 2. Good job. Come, step on the mat now. Guess that the result was pretty clear. Santiago and Evander, you're back at the top. You checked in as team number 3. Mackenzie and Johnson, well, you certainly don't look happy, but you are team number 4. Good job today, all 4 of you actually.
Simona Seru. Bashin. Skiva Dayesh Branka.
Uribi. Damse Bruhana.
Galba. Shupasa Benea.
Chidinma and Rochelle stumbled upon an enchanted room. Nifty. It then leads the way out for the lesbians, finally. Meanwhile, Mackenzie and Oliver chose to navigate the debris when push comes to shove, and they also finally find their way out. Oh my lord. This guy's having the worst day ever. He is getting no mercy from Ophelia. She is slapping and flinging the heck out of this guy. Oh looky! Chidinma and Rochelle have finally caught up! Aw, with the cute little umbrellas too. Rochelle runs to find a worthy opponent for her battle.
From Spama, Bloom, Apalachaba.
As Rochelle picks somebody, ooh, Ophelia wins! Yes! And Rochelle chooses Cat Cave. Poor Demetrius. He is bloody and bruised. I feel so bad, oh my god. Rochelle is ready and begins her battle. Woo! Go Rochelle, slay that vampire. Oh, Mackenzie and Oliver has finally arrived too. Mackenzie is angry and she's ready to fight whomever comes in her way.
And Bobby Narble. Fron. Wavu. Ruskan Lampima. Muchi Pichi.
Subino Yap Yam.
Albert and Ophelia went to the other cemetery too. Silly werewolves. They begin their transformation back. Oh, there's Vlad. He's keeping his distance in his cemetery. Welcome, Albert and Ophelia. Looks like Albert has had a good day. Ophelia, not so much. Anyway, I'm pleased to tell you two that you are team number 5 and you are still in the race. Good job. Mackenzie picks her opponent and it is Marcus Crow. Ooh, if it's not too late though, because Rochelle will just won her battle. Damn, her outfit is red now. Mackenzie begins her fight as well as Chidinma and Rochelle run for the pit stop. Mackenzie is not holding back today. Even Oliver is intrigued. He's coming over to watch. He's like, glad that isn't me. The vampire shriek as Mackenzie wins her battle. Yay! Run for your life, Mackenzie and Oliver. Chidinma and Rochelle run up to the wrong side. Oh, they just realized their mistake. Wait, don't dry yourself, not now. Dear God. Mackenzie and Oliver actually picked the right side though. Oh. But it is indeed Chidinma and Rochelle who arrive first. Ew, Chidinma, please. So, Chidinma and Rochelle, you had a lead, but you got lost in the tunnels. However, you do survive to see another leg. You are team number 6.
Pandoli Usanet. Smishy Yafana. Apollo Chaba Grezzo.
Polomidebo. Shorg. Pima. Lashu Organort.
Oh, Mackenzie and Oliver. Alright, I'll let you two switch back real quick. Mackenzie and... Well, couples that shake like dogs together stay together, I guess. Mackenzie and Oliver. Nothing seemed to have went your way today, huh? Well, the sad news is that you are indeed the last team to arrive at the pit stop today. And I'm very sorry to tell you that you have been eliminated from the race.
Gemira Cebu. Hey, Wimbo. Have jam Abavween. From Bunda. Fibadeso. Lame Nuke Usope. Descos? Gipora. The Fool. Supino Revobe? Muchi Pichi.
Hinave. Binfahep. Gibig Nardu. Wisib.
Snubara. Dubna Timfi. Watanini Chop. Shamagra Brahe. Gana Benu. Canathoy Narbol. Milshaba. Narabu. Lansaya.
Goodbye, Mackenzie and Oliver. Safe travels back home. Please, what is Oliver doing? Well, Mackenzie and Oliver just beat my personal record for saddest elimination. I didn't think they were winning by any means, no shade, but they were so much fun just to have in the race, okay? Well, the number of teams are now cut in half. Is this the final 6 you expected? Who do you think will make it to the final leg? Do let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please do consider leaving me a like, cause it will help me greatly against the algorithm and all. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an amazing week ahead. Much love to all of you, and see you in the next one.